How's it going, everybody? My name is Jerome, and thank you so much for stopping by. First and foremost, I want to say I am sorry for if my camera freezes. I don't know what's going on, but I've been having problems with this camera focusing, and I'm having a problem with this camera right now freezing on me. So, but anyways, we're gonna get through it. All right. So today we got a deck profile of Mimighouls, and lately I have been having a blast with this new set. I know that I was dreading this new set coming out, but they got some bangers in it, man. Like Mimighouls, Mementos, and the Exodia deck are just all cool and all fun to play. And you know, as long as you just ignore the Fiendsmith stuff and you just play everything else that's there, the game is actually pretty fun. And lately I've been having fun because no one's really, like, in my area at least, is playing like the Fiendsmith stuff just yet, but I know it's gonna come. But yeah, most of us are just trying to have fun with all the other stuff, and it's been pretty fun. So Mimighouls is really cool. I was really excited to play it when I saw what it could do, and I was finally able to play it yesterday because I got my last card that I needed, which was the field spell. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get into a deck profile for you guys. Remember to like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll explain why I played this version over the other ones I've been seeing going around. So I played the 3 Masters, 3 Dragons, 3 Archfiends, and then only 2 of the Cerberus. During playtesting, I found that Cerberus is probably like the weakest one out of all of them. So just playing 2 of this is fine. You can also get away with just playing. You can honestly get away with playing 2 of each. You don't really have to play 3 of any of them. So 2, 2, and 2 is fine. But I decided to do this for now. I think in the future I might cut down this 1 to 2 as well, but I'm not sure yet. And that was it for the Mimighoul monsters, obviously. Now we're moving on to the second engine, right? And I decided to do Kashira for the second engine because it just made sense, right? Why play? So my thing is, like, why should I play the Vernasil package or like the Ritual package when you lose harder to hand traps? And this is an extreme hand trap format, right? I mean, everyone's playing 15, 18 hand traps. Some or people are playing like 20 hand traps. And when you're playing a Vernasil, when you're playing the Ritual one, you lose to like Droll and Lockbird. You can lose to Ash Blossom. You can lose to Effect Veiler. You can lose to, you know, all these hand traps. When you're playing the cash version, all of those hand traps just fade out the window, just about. Like, they all just cease to exist, and you just don't really care about them as much because you have now bodies on board. If you get drolled, it's okay. Like, you have a Fenrir or you have a Unicorn on board, so you're fine. Like, you can still, like, at least, like, put up somewhat of a wall, right? And to me, it just made sense to play the cash version over the Vernasils and anything else because, yeah, they just put up bodies, and you have to respect cash cards. Cash cards are still very good in today's format. And also with the cash cards, we're able to play the best hand trap currently in the game, which is Shifter, right? If you're playing the cash cards, you don't care about the Vernasils, you don't care about anything else, right? And now you have a way of beating Droll, you have a way of beating Snake Eyes, you have a way of beating any deck that is reliant on their graveyard because you're able to play Shifter. And if you open Shifter, you basically are just winning at that point. You're locking them out of the graveyard. You're locking them out of normal summoning unless they flip their stuff. You know, it makes Archfiend even better because now they have to banish the card from their hand rather than just sending it to the graveyard. So yeah, it just made sense to play Shifter with the cash cards. And then for the spells, you got the 3 Mimighoul dungeons, the 3 makers, 3 pot of prosperities. Say about these. 3 talents. It just makes sense, right? So a cool thing that you can do with the cash cards is that if you open up Unicorn plus, like, you know, your Mimighoul stuff, if you're able to give them an Archfiend and then you're able to somehow normal summon or special summon your Archfiend, not only are you able to trigger their Archfiend to make them send a card from their hand, you also trigger Unicorn so you can rip a card out of their extra deck on turn 1. And if you have talents as well, you're able to rip another card out of their hand. So they're down 1 key card in their extra deck and 2 cards out of their hand before their turn even started, which is really strong. And then for the cash spell cards, 1 Birth and 1 Theosis. Theosis is pretty good because if you open up with Fenrir and you summon Fenrir, you can pretty much do this, search for unicorn, and then you can grab your birth. Or if you open up with unicorn, you can summon unicorn, search for this, activate, target, get your Fenrir, search for another copy of unicorn. So then if they do clear your field, next turn you can go unicorn, search for birth. So it just made sense to do this. Also, you can go into Xyz plays with the Theoses as well. Terraforming for the last spell card. I did not play the cash field spell. To me, it was just, I don't want my first action to be activating a field spell, searching for a unicorn, and then get drooled. I would rather just have that planet be the unicorn itself, so that's why I did that. Trap cards. I did 2 of the Mimighoul rooms. I think this is a mistake. Maybe I should only play 1 of these because I ended up always side decking 1 out and just having 1 in. And then if I went second, I always just took both of these out. So I think the correct play is to just play 1 of these instead of 2 or 3. So, and then the last was the Imperms. For the extra deck, played Anima, IP, SP, the Earth Charmer, Unicorn, and the Axis Code Talker. So that was it for the Link monsters. For the Xyz, played Big Eye, the Dragon, Supreme Ruler, Darkroom Dragon, Fuko, Lurelus, Nightingale, sorry, Downerd, Double Zeus, and Typhon. The Double Zeus is pretty good. I think in this deck you have to play either 2 Zeus or even 3 Zeus because you can actually go into multiple Zeuses. In one game I actually went into both Zeuses, and I could have actually did a 3rd one if I wanted to. So if you're fearing like Unicorn, you can play 3 if you don't really care that much about your opponents playing like cash cards, and I guess play only 2. But I definitely think that you have to play at least 2 at minimum. And yep, so the cool thing about the cash cards, they allow you to go into these 3 right here, being able to, you know, steal a card, blow up a card non-targeting, or blow up 2 cards targeting. Really good. Fuko, obviously, and yeah, and that as well, obviously. Typhon came up, I believe, once as well, so, you know, why not? Side deck, really, right now, I'm currently in just like, you're gonna see similarities between all my side decks right now, is because I'm still trying to figure out what is like the better side deck options for this format that we're in. So yeah, you're gonna see some of the same stuff from the last deck profile I did. So pretty much 3 Snatch Steals. So Change Heart, Mind Control, Snatch Steal, double Dark Ruler, Harpies, double Lightning Storm. I did double Dark Holes, which I explained in the last video. I did Dark Holes because if I had a Mimighoul matchup, I'm able to clear their Mimighoul stuff without necessarily having to flip or do anything. I did the 1 Thrust because you're playing a bunch of power spells, except for this obviously, and also the trap card you're able to set, and I'm also doing the D-Barriers as well. So, you know, if I open this, I basically open any of these, basically. And in the 1 Floodgate, there can only be 1 because every one of them is different type, and it just works really good with the cash cards as well because you now have a Floodgate, cash cards, and your Mimighoul setups. So yeah, that is the deck profile, guys. And again, I do think that as of right now, I think that this is probably closer to like the better builds of Mimighouls because you're not playing into hand, you're not dying to hand traps easily as the other builds, because the Vernisil and stuff, you're dying to the hand traps, you're dying to an Ash Blossom. Like, you can just die instantly to an Ash. You can lose to a Droll and Lockberg instantly on your first action. You can lose to a Shifter. All that great stuff, right? You just pretty much lose to. And same thing goes for the Ritual one. And I do like the whole gimmick with the Guard Dog and the Fire Sorcerer. The problem is that you're on a 50-50 chance. So not only you're playing a 50-50 chance of winning the die roll, but then you're also playing a 50-50, not even a 50-50 chance. You're playing like what, like a 30-something% chance of you opening up the Maker or the Dragon or whatnot to get to that kind of thing. And then you're finally playing a 50-50 chance of you actually getting the Guard Dog or your opponent getting the Fire Sorcerer. You're already playing a gimmick kind of control deck to begin with, why add even more stuff onto it? If you're playing to win, I don't think that's like the necessary route you want to go, because again, that's just it's so many chances. But if you're playing to have fun, yeah, that's the route to go. But if you're playing to try to win your tournament or something like that, or top, I don't think playing the Fire Sorcerer, the Guard Dog, all these gimmick flip cards, I just don't think that's necessary. I see a lot of people are misplaying this deck too. I see a lot of people are saying, oh, you need to play cards that, you know, like Book of Eclipse and Sol and Luna and stuff like that. And no, you don't need to do that, because you don't want these cards to go face down on your field, guys. A lot of people are getting that confused. Like, you want them to be face down on your opponent's field, not on your field. When they're face down on your field, you're screwing yourself tremendously. So you do not want to play anything that books your stuff whatsoever. Don't do it, guys. All right, just please read the cards. All right, you don't want to do that. I see a lot of people doing, you know, making those mistakes, putting those cards in. You don't need to do that whatsoever. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts about the deck profile. Yeah, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.